I am very pleased to extend, on behalf of the Constitutional President of Ecuador, Lenin Moreno Garcés, and the Embassy in Canada, a warm greeting to the Ecuadorian community and to the government and Canadian people on the occasion of the 211th years of the independence of Ecuador, that trigger the beginning of the emancipation process in South America. I have the honor of representing a country which has deep democratic roots, air of an ancient culture, and welcoming and hospitable people. The year 2020 is also a special occasion that marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Ecuador and Canada. For this reason, it's satisfactory to note the outstanding level reached in all areas of bilateral relationships. Thanks to all the Canadian authorities, particularly from the Ministry of International Affairs, for its permanent contribution and support. Today, we are in the midst of a planetary crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which effect on health, the environment, and national economies has been devastating and will undoubtedly mark new patterns for relations between countries and the international community in the years to come. I regret to express the sadness for the loss of thousands of lives around the world and the grief of families and friends, but also I pay tribute to the resilience of our people and make votes for a prompt development and launch of the vaccine that will defeat this dire pandemic and bring the needed recovery to our economies. Thus, this challenge must be an opportunity to find better ways of world coexistence and the need to overcome together the impacts and repercussions of the pandemic through solidarity and cooperation. In this sense, Ecuador thanks Canada for its support of medical supplies with important non-reimbursable financial contributions through international organizations such as PAHO, WFP, and UNIHCR, and funds also for local initiatives of its embassy in Quito. Ecuador and Canada are inspired by common principles and institutions of the hemispheric legal acquis, as well as universal values and objectives represented by respect by human rights, preservation of democracy, maintenance of peace and security, gender equality, social inclusion, and the fight against poverty. The diplomatic relationship and the bilateral agenda are intense as a result of the implementation of existing agreements and the biennial mechanism of political consultations, which last meeting took place in Ottawa in 2019 at the level of the Vice Ministers of Foreign Affairs. In the same way, frequent meetings between foreign ministers and the high authorities to discuss issues of mutual interest have enhanced collaboration at the bilateral and multilateral spaces, bringing together government entities, research centers, universities, municipalities, civil society, organizations, and original inhabitants of both countries. In the economic financial field, Ecuadorian regulations and incentives for new investments, reinforced by the current double taxation agreement, have opened very attractive business opportunity for Canadian investors. Canada has become a strategic partner, having positioned itself among the countries that place the most foreign direct investment in Ecuador, especially in the extractive and infrastructure sectors. We look forward to working out an investment promotion and protection agreement and a free trade agreement that further promote the economic relationship in accordance with the constitutional and legal order of both countries. Likewise, it's to highlight that the air service agreement has facilitated the improvement of air connectivity with a positive impact on trade and tourism. In this context, Air Canada successfully made direct flights to Ecuador since December 2019, unfortunately suspended by the pandemic. Furthermore, in July 2020, 2 weekly cargo flights were inaugurated, aiming the strengthening of Ecuadorian exports to Canada, which already occupies an important place in Latin American sales. At the same time, the participation of Ecuadorian companies in food fairs and the performing of trade missions have been key to promoting the exportable offer and the placement in the Canadian market of new agro-industrial products, some with high added value. Another priority area is tourism promotion, which represents a transversal axis to most of the activities carried out by the embassy. There has been an intense participation in fairs and activities for strategic promotion of tourism based on national natural megadiversity, historical and heritage wealth. Another sector with the greatest boost in the bilateral relationship has been the education, science and research based on scholarships awarded by Cenecit to carry out studies in Canadian academic centers, as well as those programs within the agreements with the Canadian consortium CALDO that offers favorable conditions for Ecuadorian postgraduate students at major universities in Canada. Finally, the presentation of multiple cultural manifestations and academic seminars have been remarkable in the activities carried out by the embassy, with a view to spreading the rich vernacular art, traditions and heritage of the country. The presence in Canada of a vigorous and dynamic Ecuadorian community enriches the cultural diversity and actively contributes to the progress and well-being of both nations. At the same time, many Canadians have been attracted to Ecuador as a country of tourist destination, of investment opportunities, and as an ideal place to live their golden years. I cannot fail to mention the application of Ecuadorian public policies in favor of migrants, aimed at addressing the needs and rights of the situation of vulnerability, as well as the successful repatriation of compatriots due to the pandemic. All the staff of the Embassy and Consular Office in Canada reaffirm its willingness to work for the development of the bilateral relationship and serve the interest of our country. I would like to invite you to enjoy online a special spectacle of light with the colors of our flag, kindly displayed tonight at 10 p.m. in the Niagara Falls in honor of Ecuadorian National Day and our host country, Canada. Finally, I am glad to convey that the Embassy has strengthened its presence in social networks with its website along with Facebook accounts and Twitter to keep the public informed about news from Ecuador and issues related to the agenda between both countries. Be safe and take care. Muchísimas gracias.